Hey, so I just bought FarPoint, and I figured I'd maybe show some glitches and Easter eggs because apparently I'm the only one in the world that completed it so far. um, so basically, the game starts you off with uh, you're locked at not being able to turn, as you can hear me using the right stick. Um, and it's the movement direction is locked to the motion sensor. So if I'll be moving where I aim my gun. So I'm just holding forward on my controller right now, not doing anything with the actual analog stick except holding forward. Um, but if you change it to fixed, you will move forward and backward depending on your actual position. And you want to move it to smooth so that you can actually turn while you're playing, because you're going to get swarmed all the damn time. And you need to be able to turn quickly. Another thing to notice is, like, I'm just going to hold it out so you see what it is, but I'm just using my controller right now. Hopefully that proves it to you. But if I turn on my VR aim controller, like the gun that this was bundled with, the movement direction thing stays, but if you leave this menu and come back, or you start the game with the aim controller, movement direction will not be under controller. It just completely disappears. I don't know why. Yes, that's true. I am filming this at 1 in the morning. But its effects stay always. So if you don't see that on your menu, try turning off your gun and going back to the controller for a second, and then maybe switching back once you change it. Another thing is, there is DLC for this game. It shows up under player, and like basically this is the pre-order skin. I'm just wearing orange, and this is the regular white skin that you normally have. Another thing about this game is your player height. Every so often, there's going to be guns that, to switch your gun, you have to do something like, here. You basically have to do this. You have to take your gun and switch it. But if your player height is set past 5 feet and you're just sitting on the bed, because that goes down to 4'11" and it goes up to 6, I believe 6'11" or 6'10". But if you're not like far enough down, you won't be able to pick up certain guns that are like on the ground or enemy guns. You can actually pick up guns from that are just laying around, even if it says you can't. If you can like fit it into the, like maybe it's leaning up against the wall, if you can get to the point where you do that with your gun, you will switch out. And another cool little Easter egg is that over there, if you knock stuff in, let's try this real quick. You can actually, oh, so close. That went in. You score points. And they will show up, I believe, if you're playing with another person, where it says your name tag up there. It'll show your score, and that's the weird little number there. Oh, come on. Now, another thing is that I'm just gonna boot up like a challenge real quick. But basically, if your gun is like big enough, anytime the spiders come to jump in your face, you can knock them back with your gun and prevent them from getting close enough to your face to do actual damage. And I will show this. I will prove it to you. Because I've done this before. And the first time I did it, it was just a reaction. I was like, oh my god, and I jumped, and it didn't actually do damage. Like, the screen would turn red. So that's gotta be worth a couple of points. Well, here we go. Onto the landscape of Jupiter. Or rather, one of its moons. I'm not honestly sure. I beat this story, but I still don't even know what happened, to be honest with you. Another thing is you can't switch weapons in the game until you've unlocked them. Here we go. See, the first one didn't do any damage. That didn't do any damage. You little asshole. But, just for the hell of it, I'll show another glitch as well. Enemies will always try to run in front of you no matter where you go, so if you back up, they'll all line up. But if you're just running away, they don't know what to do. There are ways to get out of the map on pretty much any level. I bet I could find one right here. Whoop. Nah, I can't snag on a rock, but if you scour the landscape enough in this game, there are a lot of spots where you can get to that you aren't supposed to be. So always just be on the lookout for maybe some weird jagged edges or somewhere that you can go that you're maybe not really supposed to be. You can walk through some rocks that aren't modeled like totally, and it can be a little bit weird. By the way, I love how the shadow is just like, you can just imagine what my player model looks like. Did I just slide? See, when you see, now that enemy's not coming back. Oh. Oh, I didn't think he would. Yeah, there's lots of like weird stuff like this that's not supposed to be here, where you can go like surfing. I think I'm running low on time, so I'm gonna try to gun it to the next section because I know there's a spot you could get out of the map. My biggest complaint right now is that this game doesn't have like multiplayer. Like, it has co-op, but I would really prefer some like multiplayer deathmatch mayhem. That's okay. I pretty much showed everything I wanted to show. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was very informative. This is actually the controller I've been using. For those of you that don't have the VR aim controller, it's pretty much like 1-to-1. Sometimes on occasion you'll be holding the gun like this and it'll be straight, and you just have to like wiggle it and it'll be like lined up just where you need it to be. Aside from this game not having deathmatch, I honestly love it. I would probably, the only thing that besides deathmatch that I like, or no multiplayer besides co-op, that I have kind of an issue with is the ending. Pretty much everything leading up to the ending was great, and then the ending happened and I was kind of disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I won't spoil it. I'm just saying that I did not care for it. If I had to rate this game on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it, a 7 for effort. I'm really hoping to see some more stuff in the future, maybe some different DLC that's not just a costume. Maybe a few new guns. There's only like 6. There's only a handful of enemy types as well. This is a cool little gun It has like a 3-round burst and a shield. The spike launcher is basically a needler that has sticky grenades that explode. Precision rifle, you saw. Shotgun is beast. This thing can fire grenades. It's pretty sweet. And there's a standard assault rifle. That holographic sight is really cool, by the way. I'm not gonna lie. Like, in VR, that's my favorite thing about it. I'd probably give this game a 7. If they add more stuff, like maybe some new maps, some new things to do, it would go up to an 8. But I can't say that I feel like I'm disappointed. I can't say I feel disappointed. Like, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. The game is fun. It's definitely worth like getting the controller for, because you can use your regular controller for this game, but using a gun is just way more fun. And honestly, like, it does have better tracking, and it really, like, you put the gun up to your head like you would for real, and it's pretty sick. One last thing that I will leave you with is that if you raise your VR helmet way up in the air, you can stretch your entire body out, and I'll leave you with that photo. This has been... Geez, this is one of my first reviews, I guess, but I hope you guys at least enjoyed it. And that's about all I have to say, really. Thanks for watching.